Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I am sharing with you a perfume tag. It is the Perfume collection tag. It was started by Josh Jane. I hope I said that right. It's got a little bit of a tongue twister there. And I'm really excited to bring this tag to you. So let's go. I was not tagged in this video, but I am of the belief that anyone can do any tag video. You don't have to be specifically tagged. I did watch a few other people do this tag. I really enjoyed Delicious Delights video on this. I'll link all those videos below that I watched and enjoyed, so definitely check them out. But I thought it would be fun to do this tag because I like the questions and I like the idea of this tag a lot, the theme of it. So the first question of 13 is, what is the newest fragrance in my collection? Now this question is a little tricky because I'm actually currently waiting for 2 bottles of perfume to arrive. One's coming today, one coming tomorrow. In fact, I'm waiting for the doorbell to ring for it to come. I'm like really excited. And that fragrance is Iris from Xerjoff. I finally bit the bullet and bought a bottle of it. And then the fragrance that's coming tomorrow is Rose Extreme from Mikolev, another bottle that's been on my must-buy list for quite literally years. But if we're considering a fragrance that I have in my collection, the newest fragrance to me that I recently got was #1 from Clive Christian. So this is the newest one to my collection that I currently have with me right now. The next question is, what is the oldest fragrance in my collection? Now, is that a fragrance that I inherited? Is that a fragrance that I purchased? I decided to do just the oldest bottle in my collection. And there's just a tiniest little bit of juice left in this. So this is Joy Jean Pateau. This is a little bottle. This was my grandmother's. This bottle was my grandmother's. So I consider this to be the oldest bottle of my collection. That is very precious to me. I just got that. Very precious to me. I would probably, the house is on fire, grab that and run out the door. The next question is most expensive fragrance in my collection. So this one was a little hard because it's how much I spent on a fragrance, how much the bottle was, how much it was per price per mil, like, because it can go a lot of different ways. So I decided to choose the one that if I bought it full presentation, price per mil, which would be the most expensive. And it's going back to #1 from Clive Christian. Now this is a tester bottle. So I did not spend the $850 on this for full presentation. And if you guys are wondering, I know I purchased it from a reputable source. The caps, you know, got the little embossed, you can see the, I don't know if you can see the logo in there. And the person I purchased this from, I know for a fact that it's an actual legitimate tester. I am very mindful of where I purchase testers from, and I've been considering doing a video talking about that, talking about the fragrances I purchased as testers and why. So I didn't pay $850 for this, most definitely. I didn't pay near $850 for this. But if I paid full presentation for that, that would be my most expensive fragrance in my collection. That's why it is chosen. And if you guys are wondering, I actually considered for the longest time buying this because I do love it. Now this is the men's. I prefer the men's over the women's personally. So if I ever ran out of this, if I ever empty a bottle of this, I'd probably buy it full presentation because I do really love it. I think it's really, really good. So the next question is, what is my most affordable? So this one, I wasn't sure how to answer it. Is it my most affordable fragrance or the one that I spent the least amount of money on? So I have two fragrances for you. The first one, I couldn't find the other one. My cats were playing with it. So the 2 fragrances in my collection that I consider to be the most affordable are from Floralinda Perfumes. And they do beautiful like perfumes that are just, Orange Blossom is my favorite, one of my favorite scents. And they did an Apple Blossom one. They look like this. These are like $6. So I consider these to be my most affordable fragrances. And I do wear these a lot. They smell really good and I like to layer them as well. But the fragrance I spent the least amount of money on is actually John Varvatos Artisan Pure. Spent $5, $6, I don't remember how much I spent on this, but less than this. And I got this on clearance at like TJ Maxx. And I was like, I love this scent, so I'm gonna pick it up. So this is the one I spent like the least amount of money on, at least that I can remember. But for the most part, like it's the retail price is obviously more than this, so that's why I chose those two. The next question is, what is my favorite easy reach? So what's the fragrance that I reach for the most, that's the easiest to wear? And this was an easy no-brainer one. This is my signature scent, Eau de Vert from Bulgari. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge lover of green tea scents, and I collect the Elizabeth Arden green tea line. I just absolutely love tea and scents. I'm working on a comprehensive video. It takes a lot of work to do those videos. That's why it's not out yet. But this one has always been one that I've gone to. I've gone through bottle and bottle. I just ran through my travel size. It's always in my bag. So this one's definitely the one that I would consider my most easy reached scent. The next question was another easy one. What's my favorite bottle design? And I have a lot of bottles, but I stand by that I love the way that this bottle is. I love the presentation. I just love how it puts all the information out there just in a really elegant and beautiful way. And it's the Maison Lancôme fragrances. What I love is it kind of gives you an idea of what they smell like. So this is like obviously jasmine, but just it's beautiful. I mean, it's really beautiful. It's got this cut metal. It's just really beautiful. The cap's nice and substantial. I just think these are really elegant bottles. They stand out. They're really beautiful. Perfect presentation. They're definitely my favorite bottles in my collection currently. And then the next question is, what is my smallest bottle? And I was like, are we talking about mini bottles here? But I decided not to do mini and not to do travel. So this is from Parfum, La Vie del Perfume. I always say it wrong. This is Holy Water. This is my smallest bottle, and it's a really pretty bottle too. And this is Holy Water, and this is gorgeous. I did a review of this. It smells so, so good. And then what is my biggest bottle? And I had a few that could do it, but I think this one was slightly larger than the others. It's my bottle of Sublime Vanille from Creed. This is an 8.4 ounce bottle. Obviously it's not full, not near full, but this is my biggest bottle of perfume. This next question is, which has the best memory association? This was hard. This was one of the harder ones because for me, it's not about the happiest, but the most precious memory association that I specifically have. I've talked about scent memories in the past. So fragrances like Aqua Universalis Forte, fragrances like Shalimar, Jessica McClintock, certain like body washes and things like that. I have very strong scent memories too. But this one, and I talked about this in my last video, I think is the one that has the most precious memories to me right now, because it takes me back to my personal memories of one of the best times. And that's just being young, being youthful, being part of a family, and being just ignorant to all the troubles of the world because I was just a young girl, and just being able to have fun and be carefree. And it's White Musk Smoky Rose from The Body Shop. And this scent smells like baby powder. It smells like plastic toys to me. It smells like when I used to like share a bedroom with my sister when she was a toddler. And, you know, my dad would be there and he'd be playing with us, and my mom would be there. And, you know, this was before the kids all bullied me. I mean, this was like at the time of my life when my memories and my happiness was the most pure and the most uncorrupted. And so that's why this fragrance is so memorable to me. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm trying not to tear up, because this fragrance evokes such strong emotions in me of a time of my life when, you know, you're just young and you're happy and you're whole. And as people grow up and as people change, as you deal with heartache, heartbreak, sadness, the crushing reality of the real world for a lot of people, loss, your worldview changes, it grows, it matures, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's really important, and it's, you know, important to be able to have proper coping mechanisms and to grow up and to realize that this is just how life is. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with holding on to the purity of your youth and the happiness that you had at the most delicate times of your life when everything was good. And that's what this fragrance evokes for me. I think that's why it has the best mental memory association, even though it will literally make me cry if I talk about it more. Next one is a fragrance that I believe is worth the hype. Not everyone agrees with me. This is just my personal opinion, but Baccarat Rouge, the Eau de Parfum from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. You guys know I love this. And some people absolutely hate it, so this might be part of the not worth the hypes, but this is definitely on my list for being worth the hype. Fragrance is not worth the hype. I've talked about this before in another video. It's not so much fragrances, but a house, and it's Parfums de Marly. I don't disagree that it's a beautiful house. I do love a lot of their fragrances. I just don't understand the crazy obsessive love that that house gets. I just don't. But they're good scents. They're really good scents. I own 2. I want to buy at least 2 to 3 more. I love them, but like the amount of hype that the house gets, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't understand it, but that's my opinion. But I can understand why people love the houses and some of the fragrances, but not the hype around it. That's what I don't get, is like the blind, oblivious fangirling and fanboying that people have over that house. Just my personal opinion. This next one was really hard, so I'm gonna get into it a little bit too. Favorite fragrance from my favorite house. Now, favorite houses for me are so hard to actually kind of talk about or kind of decide, because I love so many different fragrances for so many different reasons. It's kind of a problem. I'm a little bit less discerning and more kind of like what I said before, you know, like I was complaining about, like Parfums de Marly, like blind loving fangirl with a lot of things. But I can say that to choose this fragrance and to choose this house, I did take into some consideration. I took in, how many bottles do I own from this house? How many bottles from this house I would consider to be some of my favorites? What is my relationship to this house in regards to memory? How many times would I repurchase any of these bottles if I ran out? So contenders for best favorite house were obviously the Armani Privé line, the Maison Lancôme line, Guerlain, to name a few. But I ultimately decided to go with House of Matriarch. And the reason why I went with House of Matriarch is A, I own more fragrances from that house than any other house. So I already have invested money-wise a lot of money into that house. I love Christie's vision. Christy Michelle, she is the founder and nose and matriarch of House of Matriarch. So I love the way her fragrances smell. I love her vision for scent and olfactive art. I just love her take on olfactive art. So, and the fact, like as a person, like I can say this openly and honestly, like I love Christy. She is a friend of mine, a friendship that developed through like purchasing and corresponding, but I can tell you right now, I talk to her more than anybody else in this community, other reviewers, other people, and not like talking like business, like how are you doing? Like when things happened with my dad, she was like one of the first people to reach out and just caring, and she's got such a beautiful soul. She has such a beautiful heart. I absolutely love who she is to her core. And so like my love for her as a person definitely translates a little bit to this house. But the fragrance I chose, well, I also, like I said, it's because of the friendship, because I love her as a person. I love her point of view when it comes to perfumery. I love her fragrances, and I own more of them. So there's a whole different reasons why I chose a House of Matriarch for this. And my favorite fragrance from this house is She. And if you guys don't know my relationship with She actually created this, inspired by a post I made on Facebook. And then we worked on it for a while, kind of in secret, as a little collab that we did, and it was a lot of fun, and it's something that I very much cherish. I love this scent. It's so beautiful. It takes me to a happy place. Just everything about it is perfect. So scent-wise, I love it, and then just obviously for the other reasons too. And the last question is most used fragrance. So this was easy, and it's Eccentric Molecules, Molecule 1. And I wear this when I travel. I have a little travel thing for it. This is my travel perfume. I will always bring this with me whenever I travel. If I'm just traveling, say to Orlando, which is 2 hours away, or if I travel cross country, this is always a fragrance I take with me, and I drown myself in this. And this is my most used layering scent too. So if I want something to be a little bit more masculine, a little bit more unisex, a little bit more aromatic, kind of get more of that really delicious pencil shavings that I get from this, or cedarwood, this is one that I will layer with just about everything. So you can see I've made a pretty good dent on this bottle. I need to buy a big one, but I do genuinely love the scent. This is another fragrance that I think is worth the hype too, personally. Not everyone agrees with that, and that's fine, but personally I also think that's a fragrance that's worth the hype. But that is my most worn scents. All right, guys, that was my 13 questions for this tag, and it was actually a lot of fun. I liked the idea of these questions. I thought that they were very easy to answer, but they were also very thought-provoking. Some of them definitely elicited longer responses than others. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. A humongous thank you again to Josh Jane for creating this tag. I was not tagged by anyone, but again, everyone can do a tag video. So I am tagging all of you. Please and thank you, do that. If you don't have a channel, just answer in the comments below. You don't have to answer all the questions. Maybe you just want to answer one or two. I would love to know what your guys' responses are to this tag video. And if you guys have a channel and you do this tag, please let me know. Just you can let me know in the comment section, or you can just kind of DM me on Instagram. I'm really interested about this tag and seeing who does it and what their answers are, just because I really like the idea of these questions and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.